Well, here we go, guys. 10 bikes, 10 questions. Have you got what it takes to be our first ever Moto quiz champion? Let's find out. Here's how it works. I'll show you 10 dirt bike pictures and videos, and for each one I'll ask you a question. You'll have a few seconds to guess before I reveal the answer. You can pause the video anytime, but keep track of your score and let me know in the comments below how many you got right. Also, there will be a few bonus questions thrown in randomly, and the answer to those will be at the end of the video. Sounds easy? Well, let's see if you've got what it takes to be a true dirt bike expert. Let's get started. Question number 1. Name this dirt bike exactly. You have 5 seconds. If you said it was a 1980 model Honda CR250RA, you would be 100% correct. Now we're going to jump way back in history for this one, back to around 1961, from the movie The Great Escape, the World War II epic, whereby a certain actor, in a desperate attempt to escape the pursuing Nazis, did the impossible by jumping his motorcycle over a huge barbed wire fence into neighbouring Switzerland and freedom. Name that actor. And again, you have 5 seconds.
On the starting line, he's not an actor out for a ride. He's 100% motorcycle racer.
The actor, of course, was Steve McQueen, himself a very handy motorcycle rider and racer in his day. Bonus question number 1. Did this actor actually perform the jump himself, or was it somebody else? Answers to the bonus questions will be at the end of the video. You are looking at a 1980 model Can-Am 250 qualifier, but that's not the question. The question is, and it's a tough one, guys, in what year did Can-Am win the American Motorcycle Association AMA 250cc Motocross Championship? And as a bonus question, who rode the bike? Can-Am had a lot of motocross success in the early 1970s, and their motocross bikes quickly became dominant. They won the AMA 250cc, the American Motorcycle Association 250cc Motocross Championship in 1974. The 1985 Honda CR500 RF, one of the most powerful machines of its era, featuring a 491cc two-stroke engine with a brutal power band. Riders often describe the CR500 as an absolute beast with an explosive, hard-hitting power band. But despite its hard-hitting engine, it was a lightweight monster. The bike only weighed in at around 102 kilograms, 225 pounds, making it surprisingly nimble for a big bore motocross bike. Now your question is, just how much horsepower did the 1985 Honda CRF 500 produce? Approximately. And as a bonus question, what was the major or significant difference between the previous year's model? And it was a major change too. Congratulations, if you guessed 55 horsepower, you would be spot on. And with a few subtle and cheap modifications, it was quite easy to push the horsepower out to 60 on this particular bike. It certainly was and is still one of the most powerful dirt bikes ever made, with a power to weight ratio that's nothing short of incredible. Question number 5. We have the Suzuki RM250Z and the Kawasaki KX250C1. Both of these bikes were their manufacturer's first effort at putting water cooling on a 250cc two-stroke motocross bike. Now, your question is, which one came out first, the Suzuki or the Kawasaki? And the answer is the Suzuki RM250Z was the first one to be released way back in 1982. The Kawasaki was the last of the big four Japanese manufacturers to put water cooling on their 250cc motocross bike, and that was 1 year later than the Suzuki in 1983. Now, one of these two bikes was considered to be a bit of a rocket ship in its day, so your bonus question is, which one of these two, the Suzuki or the Kawasaki, put out the most peak horsepower? you have before you what is arguably one of the most gorgeous dirt bikes ever made in history, the Cannondale MX400. Cannondale entered the motocross market in 2001 with this MX400. It featured fuel injection, an aluminium frame and a reverse mounted engine. But unfortunately it was plagued by reliability issues. The project failed and led to bankruptcy in 2003. ATK later acquired and improved the design, making it a very rare collector's bike indeed. Now question 6, and this is an easy one guys, you should get this one. What is Cannondale also famous for manufacturing? Cannondale was founded in Wilton, Connecticut in the United States of America in 1971 and is primarily known for bicycle manufacturing, of course. The company briefly ventured into motocross before shutting down its motorcycle division in 2003. Speaking of good-looking motorcycles, here's another one, the CCM. CCM is a British motorcycle brand founded in 1971 and was famous for its hand-built 4-stroke motocross, enduro and supermoto bikes. They've used Rotax, Suzuki and BMW engines. Now, your question number 7, and this is not an easy one guys. What does the letters CCM stand for? You have 5 seconds as usual. And the answer, what do the letters CCM stand for? Well, as is often the case, it's named after its owner, and it is Clues Competition Machines. They are a British motorcycle manufacturer founded in 1971 by Alan Clues in Bolton, England. And very well done if you got that one right. And the beautiful dirt bikes just keep coming. Here we've got a classic example of a Montesa motocrosser. And your question is, question number 8. Exactly which model is this one and what was its year of manufacture? Well done if you guessed the Montesa Capra 360, and it was manufactured in 1976. Montesa is a Spanish motocross bike produced between the late 1960s and early 1970s. This particular one featured a 360cc air-cooled 2-stroke engine, a lightweight frame and long travel suspension, making it a very competitive motocross bike in its era. Known for its durability, power delivery and agility, it was Montesa's answer to European and Japanese rivals. Unfortunately, despite its strengths, it struggled against the rising Japanese dominance. Now we have a bonus question here guys. What does the Capra in Montesa Capra stand for? The Moto 490 Mega 2, produced in the early 1980s, is widely regarded as one of the best open-class motocross bikes ever built. Now your question guys, question number 9. From which country did the Moto brand of motorcycles originate from? Now that's an easy one for you. And as usual, you've got 5 seconds. If you answered Germany, give yourself a big tick and you can move on to our final question for this video, question number 10. And this one's not an easy one guys, I've saved the toughest one for the last one. Who am I? I was born in Belgium and became one of the most legendary motocross racers of all time. Pictured above is the motorcycle I last rode in a GP, but that's not the brand of motorcycle I was most famous for during my career. Nicknamed The Man, I won 5 500cc motocross world championships during the 1970s and played a key role in elevating the sport's global popularity. After my racing career, I became a highly respected team manager, leading riders to multiple championships. My influence shaped the success of motocross in both Europe and the United States. Who am I? I am, of course, Roger De Costa. After retiring, I became a top team manager for Team Honda. Today, I serve as Director of Motorsports for KTM and still play a major role in shaping motocross in the USA and beyond. Hey, as promised earlier, answers to the bonus questions. Bonus question number 1. Steve McQueen in the movie The Great Escape did not perform the jump himself, as he was deemed to be too great an asset to risk injury. It was actually performed by renowned stuntman of the era, Bud Eakins, who resembled McQueen from a distance. Bonus question number 2. The 1974 250 Motocross Championship on the Can-Am was won by Gary Jones. Bonus question number 3. The significant change between the Honda CR500 RF over the previous year's model, the CR500 RE, was of course water cooling. Bonus question number 4. The RM250Z and the KX250C1 both put out around the same peak horsepower at 42. However, the Suzuki was considered to be a bit of a whole shop weapon in its time due to its high revving motor, similar power band to a 125, whereas the Kawasaki was all mid-range and bottom end. And finally, bonus question number 5. The Montesa Capra. Capra means mountain goat. Well, actually can mean any form of goat, but I'm assuming that it means mountain goat in this case. It also means female goat, depending on which way you look at the translation. But there we go. A lot of Montesas were named after animals apparently, and this was one of them. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. A bit of a new format for this channel, and if it goes well, we'll do a few more. Happy to hear your comments and your scores, of course, in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks for watching.